Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video, and yes, it is your bi-daily Ubisoft rage bait video. No, in reality, the Crew Motorfest recently just dropped on Steam. Obviously, it initially came out back in September on the beloved Ubisoft Connect platform and the even more beloved Epic Games Store platform. The cretins on Steam obviously have to wait a little bit longer if they do want to play the Crew Motorfest, but 7 months, I know you guys have been waiting. I know you guys have been biding your time. I know you guys have all been crying about the Crew 1 getting shut down, and you're like, man, I'm just ready to give my $70 to Ubisoft for the Crew Motorfest because I can't play the Crew 1 anymore, and the Crew 2, let's just forget about that game for a second. But I know you guys have been needing this more than you need the air in your lungs, so we'll talk about that. Unfortunately, some dastardly individuals are leaving the game negative feedback on Steam, and we can't have that. We cannot have that. So we must come together and support the fine folk over at Ubisoft, especially the higher-ups, the shot callers that make the publishing decisions. I'm a big fan of them. So yes, Crew Motorfest has been released on Steam 7 months after its initial release, and it is getting a lot of negative reviews. Now, it's got 182 reviews right now, 43% positive. Even the positive reviews, a lot of them are just listing, yes, Ubisoft is whack, but, you know, then they would go and talk about the game. And the Crew Motorfest, by all accounts, it's always going to be a case of, yo, the developers, a lot of the times when they have these games that are live servicing and whatnot, where the developers are creating a good game under the hood, no pun intended, even with, like, Assassin's Creed, even though Assassin's Creed, those games are not my cup of tea, fundamentally, there's certainly a good game in there. There's certainly a game that a lot of people enjoy in there, and the developers usually do good work, and I feel like they probably did good work with the Crew Motorfest as well. However, a lot of people, I imagine, bought the game and have, I would assume, refunded the game as well, because you can see they got 0.1 hours in the game. Top review, stop killing games, this is not what we want. What we want is for you to bring back the original Crew, single player mode, offline, ability to mod the game, unlimited FPS, no more 30 or 60 FPS locking, for you to stop putting de novo in your games, overall better communication with your player base. The next review, with Motorfest, it's not the cars you're renting, it's the games. Refunded it before Ubisoft could take away my game and my money. I'm just following the bandwagon. If buying isn't owning, pirating isn't stealing. The next review, it's just a copy of Forza Horizon 5, only with NFS physics, with worse optimization and a higher price point. Somebody posted a link, and I guess the link was removed. But I would imagine that that would be to the Stop Killing Games website. Like, that's what I would assume that link is, but the link got pulled. Another review, after axing Crew 1 and removing it from your library, Ubisoft changed their EULA to contain a clause that lets you know that you do not own the game, merely a license to it, and Ubisoft reserves the right to pull the plug on the game at any time. F Ubisoft. So obviously, a lot of people are upset about Ubisoft. Ubisoft has been doing a lot of things, and I feel like, look, people have pushed back on Ubisoft for a long time, but more recently, I feel like this is some of the most pushback that they've gotten in a long time. Crew 1 getting delisted, parlayed with the Star Wars Outlaws nonsense, and this is some of the most vitriol that they've been spewed in a long time. Rightfully so. Me saying that they're getting vitriol spewed to them makes it sound like it's unjust. No, Ubisoft is whack, and Ubisoft has been whack for a very long time, even though I would argue that there are times that they release really good games. Guys, I talked up Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown over and over again. I think it was a fundamental error for a game that was more of a lower key release like that to not be released on Steam, but that's Ubisoft being Ubisoft, and I'm sure they'll put it out on Steam in like August or something like that, you know, 7 months after the release like Crew Motorfest, but I digress. When Ubisoft deserves it, I will give them their praise. I will give their games their just praise when they are good. But the Crew Motorfest, first of all, came out back in September, had all of the typical Ubisoft nonsense baked into it. Early access gimmick, 3 higher-end editions, Deluxe Edition, Gold Edition, Ultimate Edition, and you can buy the Crew franchise bundle. Funny how you can buy a franchise bundle where one of the games doesn't exist. It's a 2-game bundle. Yeah, nice franchise you got there with 2 games since one of the games is dead. But nevertheless, they've got a franchise bundle. And then they've also got Oh baby, the Audi R8 Spider welcome pack with 220,000 crew credits, baby. $19.99 on that. Let's go, take all my money. But yeah, yo, like Ubisoft is at the helm of microtransactioning their games into infinity and beyond. And the way they do it, parlayed with the fact that $130 deluxe editions for single-player games like Star Wars Outlaws, online required to install that game, day one locked story content, which is an absolute abomination. Like, how that is happening is just so crazy to me. I shouldn't even say it's so crazy. It's Ubisoft. You're gonna see them do crazier and crazier things, and that's why when I see people saying like, "Oh, you're raging for no reason," it's not that big of a deal, dude. About like early access and whatnot, I'm just like, all right, bro, just continue to not push back on this. Continue to like take it for what it is, normalize it into gaming, and like at the end of the day, me complaining, me like raging on a YouTube video, you think it's gonna accomplish anything? It ain't gonna accomplish a damn thing. But at least, I can rage a little bit. I can vent some frustrations. I can make some sweet ad revenue, and I can go on about my day. But I've been crapping on Ubisoft for a very, very long time. And what they do, I feel like, is just egregious. And they keep pushing it, and like, they're gonna get away with it with Star Wars Outlaws, I feel. But I am really curious, like, what the next step is. Because Star Wars Outlaws, they're going pretty far with the nonsensical behavior in terms of how they are monetizing that game with $130 deluxe edition, early access, day one story content, all for a single player game. And you know damn well it's gonna have microtransactions with cosmetics. Like, they're going all in on monetizing the absolute F out of that game. And whether or not they can continue pushing it further and further, like we saw, these publishers are getting super crafty with how they monetize these games. It's just not Ubisoft. Look, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth is my game of the year right now, but that game had a nonsensical practice where New Game Plus was locked behind the deluxe edition. That is crazy. You know they're gonna get craftier and craftier and take away content that was previously just baked into games. New Game Plus has been something that's been in video games forever, and now it's something that's baked into a deluxe edition of a game. I don't know how it was received with Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth in terms of, did a lot of people buy the deluxe edition? Are they going to view that as a strategic thing to go, do going forward? I don't know, but it's just another instance of publishers trying new and crafty things to lock away content that in the past would be available for free. On top of that, you've got these games released for $70. On top of that, Ubisoft isn't letting you buy the game on Steam right away. They gotta try to pop off with their $18 a month subscription service, which you could make the argument it's a good value, but bro, Microsoft is all in on the subscription model, and even they release their games on Steam. Maybe it's a case of, I don't know how much Epic Games Store is paying you, Ubisoft, to, keep your games off Steam, but release them on the Epic Games Store alongside Ubisoft Connect, but there's gotta be some sweet deal going on right there. I don't believe for a second that you're just doing that out of the goodwill in your heart, that you're like, alright, we won't release it on Steam, but our boys at the Epic Games Store, we're tight with them, so they get the game. I'm sure there's a little bit of transaction. I'm sure there's a little bit of tomfoolery going on there. Not really tomfoolery, but you get it. A little bit of a deal made. At least that's what I would assume. But nonetheless, Crew Motorfest. Also, I didn't mention this, but the game is 50% off for $35 across all editions. It is $70 standard, so Ubisoft, across the board, that they have adopted the $70 price tag on PC as well. Avatar was $70 as well. But yeah, it is 50% off for $35, so you can take that for what it's worth if you do want to buy it. This is a game that is online only, so a decade from now, it might get shut down, just like the Crew 1. Who knows when the Crew 2 is going to get shut down, and you're going to lose access to that as well. But that'll do it for me. Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, interested to hear what you guys think. By the way, the game does have a demo as well. If you do want to check that out, by all means, go for it. But that'll do it for me. Your thoughts down below. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.